Hey folks, it's Alex here from Notebook Check Reviews. Another month, another Legion. Lenovo has definitely been busy this year and released a ton of new gaming notebooks, and it's definitely starting to get a little difficult to keep them apart. While we already reviewed several configurations of the Legion 5 Pro and the high-end Legion 7, I have the Legion 5 Non-Pro in the studio today. This series marks the entry level within the Legion lineup. But considering what this thing can do, it seems like Lenovo's engineers didn't quite get that memo. Our review unit comes with Intel's mainstream i7-12700H and an RTX3060. And while I don't want to spoil too much, if you expect heavily throttled core components or a jet engine under load, well, you better sit down since you're in for a treat. There are several different configurations for the mid-range 15-inch gaming notebook available. Starting with a Core i5-12500H on the CPU side of things, and you can also upgrade your GPU to an RTX3070 Ti. This one right here is additionally equipped with 16GB of RAM and a 512GB SSD. On the display side of things, we tested both the 165Hz Full HD display and the QHD variant running at the same refresh rate. While we tested an AMD-equipped Legion 5 earlier this year, Lenovo redid the chassis design for this one, making it look like a slightly downsized Legion 7. While I do miss the awesome dark blue color of the older Legion 5, this one looks a lot cleaner and a bit more professional. In stark contrast to the all-metal Legion 7, its smaller sibling is predominantly made from plastic. The lid is allowed to keep its aluminum housing and is therefore much more rigid than the competition. We just wished the hinges would be a bit stiffer. The main chassis feels quite solid throughout, just the keyboard deck flexes a little too much in our opinion. Compared to the competition, the Legion will need a bit more space on your desk, and you will feel it more on your back when carrying it around. The large cooling vents behind the display give it a bit more grunt than the ASUS TUF series, for example. But as we will see in our performance and temperature testing, Lenovo did well with avoiding the thin and light trend with this one. Following the generous I/O options of the more expensive Legion models, the 5 is equally well equipped in this regard. Along the left side we have two USB-C ports, one of them being Thunderbolt 4 while the other is USB-C 3.2 Gen 2. On the right you can find a single USB-A 3.2 Gen 1, an audio combo port and a camera kill switch. As with the other Lenovo gaming laptops, the rest of the larger connectors is on the back, and here we have the power connector, HDMI 2.1, Gigabit networking, a single USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 with power delivery and two additional USB-As of the 3.2 Gen 1 variant. If you want to omit a network cable from your setup, the mid-range 15-inch gamer delivers average transfer rates when connected to wireless networks. While you probably won't notice during everyday use, the competition offers faster wireless communication across the board. In terms of maintenance, Lenovo continues the trend of offering relatively easy access to a pair of SODIMM and M.2 PCIe 4 slots. In addition, users can also upgrade or repair the Wi-Fi module. Both the keyboard and touchpad are a bit of a mixed bag. While the keys offer quite a bit of travel and very precise feedback, they are quite rattly, and the flex of the keyboard deck makes it feel a bit less direct than what we are used to from the Legion lineup. The main keyboard area offers standard sized keys and a very comfortable layout with regular sized arrow keys. The numpad has to make do with smaller keys and feels a little cramped because of it. The touchpad is a decent gaming laptop size and worked well during our testing. Only the clicks felt a little spongy and therefore quite a bit less premium than on the more expensive Legion options. Lenovo offers their mid-ranger with 3 screen options. While we would recommend avoiding the 144Hz Full HD model because of its narrower color space, both 165Hz variants are solid options. Both the Full HD and QHD variants cover almost 100% of the sRGB color space, and roughly 70% for both DCI-P3 and Adobe RGB. While brightness and brightness distribution are almost equal with around 350 nits on average and 90% respectively, the QHD panel has the edge regarding contrast due to its lower black levels. If you want to get into all the nitty-gritty display details, please head over to our written review. My colleague Alan tested the Legion 5 thoroughly, and you can find much more details about anything I am talking about in his article on our website. Alright folks, let's talk about the good stuff. This Legion 5 might be the least expensive of the bunch, but weirdly it is also one of the fastest. In fact, the i7-12700H is one of, if not the fastest in our entire database. It can even outperform the same chip in its bigger brother, the Legion 5 Pro, and even sits above some i9 equipped laptops. Lenovo achieves this by allowing the mainstream CPU a generous 100 watts power budget under sustained CPU only workloads in performance mode, and is still very respectable 95 watts in balance mode. While this gives you enough CPU horsepower for even the most demanding tasks and applications, it also translates very well into general system performance. The fast CPU, high refresh rate display, speedy SSD and above average GPU performance make for an incredibly responsive system during every workload you could possibly imagine. Drive speeds easily saturate the PCIe 4 standard without any throttling, since Lenovo also adds a heat spreader for each slot. Speaking of GPU performance, the RTX3060 is dialed up to 11 once more, and easily delivers numbers beyond our average for the smaller Ampere chip. For a small FPS boost when gaming on the Legion's internal display, it supports advanced Optimus, so the display is directly connected to the nvidia GPU as soon as a game is running. Translated to real-world gaming scenarios, you can easily drive even the QHD display beyond 60 FPS in all but the most demanding titles. And even those should be easily playable once you take DLSS into account. In addition to our benchmarks on the website, I also tested a bunch of recent games, so you can get an idea of what to expect from the Legion 5. Fan noise sits in the middle of the pack in performance mode, while it is actually pretty impressive in the balanced profile. The Legion 5 might allow for higher CPU temps during CPU only workloads, but can easily cool the i7 running at 95 watts without getting super loud. The same holds true for gaming. While the Legion performs slightly better in performance mode, compared to the competition, its behavior in the excellent balanced profile is simply impressive. We took some noise samples for you, so you can get an idea yourself. While the more expensive Legion models offered pretty embarrassing runtimes during our standard Wi-Fi tests, the smaller Legion 5 can at least keep up with the competition. It will not win any endurance battles, but battery life is alright for such a powerful notebook. Alright folks, let's wrap things up. In all honesty, we haven't been expecting what is on offer with the Legion 5. It might be a bit thicker and heavier than its competitors, but all that weight and space was used to design a cooling solution that can easily keep up with the core components, and therefore making the Legion one of the fastest i7-12700H and RTX3060 combos you can currently get. While that much power usually comes at the expense of very loud fans, the Legion 5 is even quite well behaved, especially in its balanced performance mode. So if you're looking for a high-speed performance and gaming notebook, and you do not need the absolute best build quality there is, and you can live without the 16x10 16-inch display of the Legion 5 Pro for example, well, it is hard to not consider this one. This would be it for today. Please let us know which Legion would be your favorite, and please consider subscribing since we have a review of the Legion Slim 7 coming in a little bit as well. Thanks a ton for watching. I'm Alex, you have been incredible and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Take care.